Welcome to GLMillionaire, where bragging rights are earned, not bought. 1 million Glimmer prize pool, 10 Glimmer entry fee per game, 5 games a day. No excuses, no whales, no bots, just skill. Top score gets 45% of the prize pool. Top total score gets another 45%. Next 10 split the rest. Make your move or make your exit. Go to n3MUS.com and click GLMillionaire. Register and automatically get a Sequence wallet. Add Glimmer to your wallet. Sign up, play Moondrop, win Glimmer. Welcome to GLMillionaire. First 10,000 registrations get a free game ticket. Don't wait.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining the stream. I'm Seco Nates. I'm head of ecosystem for Moonbeam. With me I have Lindsay. She's part of the BD team and also focused on ecosystem. And I also have Marco and Neil from n3MUS with us. And yeah, we're super excited today to kind of be able to announce the launch of GLMillionaire, which is a very exciting contest that we have going on Moonbeam. This has been a ton of work between both n3MUS and Moonbeam Foundation and Saomai Games, which is the dev studio behind Moondrop, and Sequence, which is helping us kind of with wallet support and onboarding, and then also Raise, which is the team behind Odds Hub, which is the prediction market that we have on this. So I think what we want to do is kind of explain a little bit about what GLMillionaire is, what Moondrop is. Want to show you some gameplay, and just kind of explain the entire contest and how it will work. But yeah, I'll turn it over. Lindsay, I don't know if you want to maybe start off with kind of some questions or so forth, and then we'll go from there. So
yeah, I think let's kick it over to Neil and Marco so you guys can do an introduction and tell everybody about n3MUS here too, because that's a big component of the tournament.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lindsay. So myself, Neil Peters, founder CEO. With me, I have Marco. We've been working together with the Moonbeam team for a few years already. And as Seco said, we've built a quite decent tournament platform, and we're testing the limits right now with the new game that was just launched. And it's really great for us to see that we have a game developed by Moonbeam, or a studio next to Moonbeam, of course, which fully integrated into n3MUS. So they're using our APIs, they're using our technology, and it's really the whole game is all around the tournament. And for us, it's a really cool use case to have on our platform. And it's amazing to see that everything's working as expected. It was quite a ride, of course, to get here, but I'm really happy with the results so far.
Hi everyone. First of all, thanks to Moonbeam Foundations to make this happen. I'm Marco. I'm CEO and co-founder of n3MUS. And I've been playing for a while with the UI UX aspect of the n3MUS website. As you can see, we've built something that is as smooth as possible. So you have like a Web 2 experience, but while you have like Web 3 technology behind and its benefits. So I'm really excited to have this tournament going, and can see what's happening next.
I think we're all really excited to have this tournament going. We all worked so hard to get this going and up and live. I hope people are out there playing it right now. Why don't we dive in a little bit more and talk about why this game is a little bit different from the other Web3 games in the space?
Sure. So so I'm happy to take that one. So basically, in order to participate in GLMillionaire, you go to the n3MUS website, you go register, and then you go basically create an account, then you sign up for the tournaments, and then you go play the game. The game that you're playing is Moondrop. It's a skill-based game. Reminds me personally a little bit of Tetris, although I think the rules are a little bit different. But the idea is that this game it's very quick-paced. It's kind of intended to be kind of casual. You can play it on both desktop or on mobile. And what's different about it is that basically as you play the game, you're compiling a score. That score gets listed on the n3MUS leaderboard, and we're rewarding people that are getting to the very top of the leaderboard. So there's some really big prizes here. Basically, we have a dual leaderboard. So on the one hand, there's the highest score leaderboard. So if you play this game once and only once, and you manage to get, like, let's say 10,000 points, and nobody else gets 10,000 points, then you end up getting 45% of the prize pot, which is the total prize pot is 1 million glimmer. So you would walk away with 450,000 glimmer. The other leaderboard is an aggregate leaderboard, so where players are limited to 5 games per day, and you can play for the entire week. And if at the end of that week, across all of your 35 games, your combined score of all those games, if that puts you at the very top of the leaderboard, you walk away with the other 45%. And then we have some smaller prizes for the next 10 winners. So the next 10 on the aggregate leaderboards, or the total score leaderboard, they get 10,000 glimmer. On top of that, so there is an entry fee, like we are game starters, 10 glimmer per play, but all of the collecting, they're going into a pot, and that will be the foundation for the next one. So the idea is, like, what we wanted to do was to see, we think that there's, we think that people get very excited about game competition, especially if there's something of value that can be won. And so what we wanted to see was, like, is this something that we can kind of, if we kickstarted by, like, just feeding it with 1 million glimmer, is this something that we can, like, we can keep with, right? Where people will sort of generate the participants will generate the prize pool themselves, basically. So yeah, so pretty, we're kind of excited. I think this is not something that's really been done before, and we're also hoping by adding some sizable rewards here that we get some attention, and that a lot of people come and try it out, basically. So yeah, so.
Sika, will you go back over the part that you were talking about, how the prize pool will work for the next tournaments? I know your audio was getting out a little bit. And
sorry. Yeah, sorry. Is this better? Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good now. You're good now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it was a little bit too far away from my mouth. So yeah, so basically, like, we have this dual leaderboard. So there's a total score leaderboard, and there's a highest score leaderboard. The highest score leaderboard is the single highest score that somebody achieves in a game. So if you play the game once, you get 10,000 points, and nobody else gets 10,000 points in a single game, then you basically end up on top of the highest score leaderboard. And that rewards you with 45% of the pool. And then the total score leaderboard is the combined score across all your games. So we're limiting players to 5 games per day. The tournament runs for 1 week, starting today. So it'll start today, it'll finish next week, Thursday. And during that time, people can come back and play every day. They can play 5 games a day. If you play all 35 games, then at the end, well, I mean, even if you play less games, it'll basically total all your scores. And, like, you end up with, so if your game with 10,000 points, and one with 7,000 points, and one with 5,000 points, then you end up with, if I do my math right, 22,000 points in total, right? So basically we end up with, like, this total score leaderboard. And so that's the other side of the prize pool. If you get on top of if you're number 1 on the total score leaderboard, then you get the other 45%, and the next 10 on that total score leaderboard, they get 10,000 glimmer each, basically. And then, like I said, if we're collecting all of the fees that people are paying to play the games, and those will become the prize pool for the next version of this tournament, which, after this tournament completes, we're going to take a week or 2 to see, what worked well, what didn't work, do we need to kind of make adjustments to the distribution. But the intent is very much to launch, like, a subsequent tournament in, like, a matter of weeks, and basically take all of the fees that we collect right now and, like, basically relaunch that as the pool for the next tournament. So yeah.
Okay, so this is not a 1 week, one and done type deal. We're going to be relaunching it, and we're going to take feedback from the community and see how we can optimize it a little bit better.
Yep.
Cool. Siko, do you want to fire up the gameplay? So
yeah, I can. If we can bring, I think hopefully everybody can see this. So this is what the game looks like. So you've got this little UFO, and basically you're dropping these icons, right? And the goal is to combine them. So if you get 2 of the same, then they get combined, and that's how you score points. And there is there is some physics here. So if you look, I mean, fundamentally they're rounds, and you'll see their roll, right? So, and some of them have different weights. And yeah, so basically this is the gameplay. It may look really simple at first, but there is actually, without giving any tips away, there is some strategy here. So, I think as people play, they will find out some it's not, you're not just randomly dropping them, and I think you're not just trying to combine them. I think you can get a little clever with this, and I think the people that will be really good at this will probably figure out some strategies, basically. So yeah, and yeah, you can see that every time that I combine a couple of icons here, then or logos, then they my point total goes up, and you can keep playing until, as long as you have space, until the white line. As soon as you have anything that breaches that white line, then at that point it's game over, and that's your final score for that session. So yeah, so I'm happy to keep playing in the background here while we. I don't know if I'll be very good while talking at the same time, but
Yeah, keep playing.
I mean,
Keep
more
playing.
entertaining than just looking at our faces. So yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. And just to note, like all these logos, these are projects that are in the Moonbeam ecosystem. So we have like
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
we have Diode, we have We Against, we have Stella Swap, I think Beam Swap's in there. We've got a ton of logos. So
Zoombees, what else has it got here? Great Escape is
Weekends, Great Escape.
White one. Weekends, Everloot's in there. Like n3MUS, I think, is in there as well. So you'll have to see some of them. You'll have to kind of really combine. But yeah, like it's been fun. Kind of it also gives us an opportunity to kind of showcase some projects in our ecosystem, basically. So.
The n3MUS guys, why don't you talk a little bit more about just the tournaments overall and how to keep the games competitive and fair? So a little bit about like anti-cheat or bot prevention and so on.
Yeah, so if you run tournaments with a prize pool like this, people are getting really creative in like, how can I optimize everything to get my winnings? We've been running this platform since December. And we've collected a ton of data of player behavior. We even had a ton of cheaters trying to use multi-accounts, multiple wallets, etc. So the technology that we're running behind here is basically a whole analytics platform that analyzes user behavior based on do we see people sleep? That's not really relevant for this game, but in overall, we have sleep detection, bot detection, time detection. We check wallet interactions. We check device hashes. All sorts of stuff is being pushed in a large database on our end. And basically what we do, we analyze the data for things that we find suspicious. So if we see 4 or 5 wallets sending money to each other and they're all signed up for the tournament, that's something that we find suspicious. But this is not the only thing that we have. There are a ton more stuff that we have built in. I'm not going to tell it, of course, because then cheaters can use it to to abuse the system. But yeah, that's always a battle. That will remain a battle, I think, on our platform. And we don't mind. We really like these things, and it's advancing in what we do, because every measure that we add is also an extra functionality that we can offer to studios to keep it fair for the gamers. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, I think in addition to that, I believe that user feedback is really important as well. So we keep the community engaged with those things. So if you are cheating or something like that, sometimes it's really good to fair play and just tell us what is happening, and we're gonna find out a way to a proper solution for that.
Yeah, we get a ton of video recordings from community members saying he's cheating, and it's really cool to see that you're really turning. It was a single player game, and you can view other people's sessions, and they were like, "Yeah, he's cheating. He's doing this and that." And it's really cool to see the engagement on the community there as well. And even though it's just a few dollars that they're playing for, but it's really cool to see the engagement.
Marco hasn't scored more than 420 points. You need to improve, dude.
What a lie, man! What a lie.
Well, we can check it on chain. We can make sure.
Oh yeah, you can check. Yeah, you can
That's the
check.
whole
on
cool
chain.
part. You cannot manipulate this. So it's all on chain. It's all recorded. It's all static. And I think that's the whole cool thing about our platform. You can fully dive into smart contracts that we're using to see all the user scores. It's fully open, fully transparent. And with games like this, you really need that. If you look at Web2 esports games or esports platforms, the number of disputes that they get from people that are cheating is like insanely high. And it takes months to send out rewards to users because they need to resolve all the disputes first. We hope we don't have that issue at n3MUS because we built this up from the ground with that in mind, and that's really helpful.
Well, and I'm glad I've already beaten Marco, and I didn't have to cheat to do it. So.
I know, right?
Well, the current high score, Pico, not to discourage you, is 9,182.
Okay, just give me a bit of time here. I'm working on it.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think like Web3 gaming is tough because a lot of them get hit with bots and the cheating and whatnot. But also, Seiko, I want you. I mean, you're the godfather of gaming. That's what we call Seiko. His title is not actually head of ecosystem; it's godfather of gaming.
Okay.
Why don't you talk a little bit more like about competition economy and what we're doing over here in the Moonbeam ecosystem to be a little bit different than what we might be seeing somewhere else?
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good call out. I think just in general, like I mean, look, I'm a my entire career has been in tech, but I'm that's funny. My entire career has been in tech, but I am an avid gamer. I'm turning 51 this year, and I've been gaming since I was 8 years old. So, uber nerd over here. And to me, like some of the narratives around gaming in Web3 kind of fall flat. I know a lot of people are kind of saying like, oh, the big innovation is kind of this ownership of assets. And the thing is, like, to me, is like that makes a lot of sense to if you're like a speculator or like a degen. Because you're kind of looking at everything as like a form of investment, but I think true gamers, like they're they want like a level playing field. They want a level playing field. They want somewhere where whether you have a lot of money or not a lot of money, that shouldn't matter. It comes down to like skill, basically, right? And I think for that type of gamer, I think those people also want to feel that when they're playing, that they're playing. That the game matters, right? That they're playing for something that's at stake. And to me, it's like the psychology of like a poker night with your friends, right? If Neil, Marco, and Lindsay and I, if we all go play poker, and we have there's no money at stake, then the game kind of becomes meaningless, because at that point, you're just all in on every single bet. But the minute that I put $2 in and that you put $2 in, suddenly the game has meaning, right? It's not necessarily about the $2. I mean, that doesn't really buy you a cup of coffee anymore. But it's about kind of the bragging rights, because now if Lindsay beats me, not only has she beaten me, she has my $2, right? And I'm sitting there going like, and I'm going to get you back. And I think it's that psychology that I think appeals a lot to gamers. Like I think people want to I think people want to kind of sometimes stick it a little bit to their friends, and I think that's totally fine. I mean, I think some competition is it's all in good fun. And so I think this is very much something I believe in. I think it's why we invested in n3MUS. It's why we've been pushing these tournaments so hard. And I think I think the data kind of shows that we have something here, right? When you look at a lot of games with NFTs, like there's not a ton of trading activity. But the games that have launched on Moonbeam that have integrated this tournament system, like within a matter of weeks, like they're seeing massive 400-500% increases in their gamer volume. So and games played volume. So I just think that I think there's something there, and so I think this is just the next evolution of this, right? Is okay, what happens when we put big money at stake, right? And can we also get to a point where people start providing their own pool? So I think it's a little bit of an attempt at testing this thesis, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about the fact that we're doing this. So yeah, so
Yeah, and I think if you look at when people can put in their own pool, so where you guys don't provide the prize money, but the whole community will put in for the people who want to enjoy and play, then you will get the home feeling where you play poker at night with your friends. But then it's fully online, and you put in a few dollars, and then you can win quite some money on it. So I think that's a cool fact that we're aiming for as well, that you can turn in a single player game, multiplayer game, a card game into anything competitive, and then where people can just have fun. And it's not all about the large amount of money; it's about the fun that people can have as well.
Right.
Can we just give a shout out to Baki, who is actually trolling us, Moonbeam's community lead? He's actually trolling us live.
I thought who was doing that, but it's him. Okay, well,
I think back if this Web3 thing doesn't work out, you've got a career in stand-up comedy. So
I think so too.
we can work on N3MUS as an intern. You're
there you
welcome.
go.
We're trolling Marco a lot, so we can definitely use someone like that.
So, okay, guys. So everybody has 5 gameplays a day. So again, something else I want to point out is N3MUS has a ton of other tournaments running with games in the Moonbeam ecosystem. I mean, you're seeing a ton of logos here. So once you're done your 5 games, go and check out the other games. We have Outmine and We Against and Google, and there's so many more. So go check out the tournament and go play those as well. I mean, it's more opportunity to win some prizes there too.
Yeah, we got quite some cool games there. We have Data 2073, for example. It's a really cool competitive TGC. They launched a while ago, but they're basically what they're doing based on the tournaments and the people and the reaction from the community. They're building up their game more and more. So it's not 100%. The game's working and it's perfectly fine, but they're building up the game based on community feedback. And I think that's a really great approach of building up a game. And I played it myself quite a while, even though I'm not a card game lover. I'm more of a first-person shooter guy, but I really enjoyed the game. Olderfall, also really, really cool game. Then we have Bones, which is some sort of poker game, what Siko said. And it's also quite fun to play. And we have indeed a ton more games, and we have a lot more games upcoming as well.
There you go. I didn't do that well this time, but you know.
Do you want to show everybody the leaderboard and what that looks like?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can. So there is like a leaderboard here. Like there's a leaderboard in game, but I think, you know, it just shows, I think, the total score. If you click this button, see leaderboards, it will take you to the N3MUS website. And then here you can see, sorry, I don't like, you know, just to view all here, but you see there's already a ton of people playing. This is like, you know, so here you see these like to do a leaderboard. So this is the total score one. This is the one that kind of combines your scores across all of your games. And then here is the highest score one. And obviously at the top, it'll show your specific ranking. So I'm not doing too hot here, like number 88. But you know, you can check those out basically. So yeah, so you know, there's some stuff here as well. There's like, you know, kind of the explanation of the rule of kind of what the game is. There's like a whole explanation of the rules, you know, this kind of thing. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So
yeah, if you scroll down fully, then you will see the next prize pool size as well.
Yes,
and you'll see all the transactions happening. All the transactions there are basically people that are starting to play a game. So again, it's fully open, fully transparent. Everyone knows who played, when they played. And you can see the next prize pool size. So we're already collected 810 Glimmer in, I think it's the first hour. So that's going quite well.
Yep. And then I think, Lindsay, we also have this partnership with OddsHub. So this will let you place bets on different aspects of the tournament itself, right? So basically, you connect MetaMask, and then just like Polar Markets or any other betting market, you can play in best whether, you know, the high score gets, whether it'll break 12,000 points, or where the winners will be from, or numbers of game played, and then, you know, at the end of the tournament, these bets will settle basically. So I think it's kind of a pretty cool way for people to, if you're like Marco and you're like, struggling to break, to show up on the leaderboard at all, then, you can come in here and, see if try your luck this way, basically, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Amazing.
It's really interesting to see that will the highest score this week cross 12,000 points. In the beginning, when we started, it was full a yes, and now more and more people are voting on no.
I think it will. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but like I think it will.
It will as well, because
I mean, you already have somebody with 9,800 points. I think it's only a matter of time. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Well, go back to the leaderboard, Seiko. I want to see the scores.
Yeah. So I think highest score right now is somebody has 9,182 points.
Yeah.
Within the first hour. So I think
this was his first gameplay, actually.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
I think he's still playing his second game because it can become quite time-consuming if you end up in these high score ranges.
Right. And this is the reason why we limit it to 5 games a day. I mean, the reality is, if you're like me, you have no life, then you just end up playing this like all day long, and I think that ends up scaring people away, right? So what's cool about this is that it's a brand new game. Nobody's had a chance to try it yet. So everybody's kind of, fair play to Grease Mochi. I think that guy's wicked smart, but like it's literally his first time how he played the game, right? So I think and so the idea of limiting it to 5 games a day would be, we want the thing to be fun, we want it to be casual, we don't necessarily want it to be dominated by power gamers. We wanted broad appeal, and so we think by limiting to 5 games a day, people can come in, they can, play for like half an hour and then get on with their day, basically, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Or go play the other games.
Go play the other games. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You cannot hide me in.
We are getting so trolled.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm the target.
Yeah. Somebody has to be Marco.
Oh my god, it's always me. I don't know why.
I think somebody asked, how can I play the game? So basically what you do is you go to the NIMUS website, nimus.com. There'll be a big banner there saying GLMillionaire. It'll encourage you to I can't do it because I've gone through the login process and the sign up, but it'll ask you to log in. And then once you log in, basically just ask for an email address. Once you log in, then you register for the tournament, and then you'll have this big Play Now button, and this will take you directly to the game. Within Moondrop, the game has its own wallet, so we very much wanted it to be simple for people to, so basically, we wanted it to, we're partially targeting people that have never played Web3 game before, and so the sign up is just with email, and then within the wallet, you can buy Glimmer with a credit card, or you could come. There's instructions on how to send it over directly from a crypto exchange, or from another chain, or if you already have Glimmer, then you can connect your wallet and then transfer it in. But you need to transfer funds. Like this is the wallet address that I'm using in here. It's a test email address, but and then so you can send funds over, and then there's withdrawal as well. There's instructions on how to withdraw as well, basically. So yeah, and then when you go play, you can see your balance here. You can see your number of games remaining for the day, and then when you hit play, it'll say cost 10 Glimmer. You can play up to 5 games a day. Play now. There'll be a brief loading screen. And then they'll drop you into the game. And then at that point, the controls are just you move the little UFO with left and right keys, and then you drop the forget how you drop actually. I'm doing it with the mouse basically. So yeah. So you can drag him as well, but I recommend doing it with the left and right keys. And then dropping by clicking. So yeah. And then on mobile, I think it's just you swipe with your finger and then tap to drop the ball. So.
Okay, guys, we got 30 seconds left until we're wrapping things up. Any last minute words? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I think that's what the kids say these days.
Is it? No.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it-
just
yeah.
Go ahead, Neil. No, go for it.
I think this is a really great opportunity for us, but also for all the people that are playing, because with just one gameplay, you can get the high score, and then you can win an amazing prize. And I'm dying here. Oh my god. But yeah, I think this is one of the, I don't want to say the biggest, but this is really, really a big prize pool that we've seen in crypto so far. And the most honest one, I think, as well. So I'm quite curious to see how the battle will evolve. And looking towards the end of the week, where it gets really, really competitive. So yeah.
All right, guys, go check it out. It's NEMUS.com. You'll see the GLMillionaire banner at the top. NEMUS with a 3. Go check it out, guys. Guys and gals and everybody watching.
And Marco, if you need somebody to save you, just blink twice.
Yeah, we will connect Marco to HR for some mental.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously.
I have anything to say?
I'm HR, Marco, so I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Go play. We're gonna watch the leaderboard, and happy playing, everyone.
Thanks a lot for having us, Lindsay.
Of course.
All right,
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome to GLMillionaire, where bragging rights are earned, not bought. 1 million Glimmer prize pool, 10 Glimmer entry fee per game, 5 games a day. No excuses, no whales, no bots, just skill. Top score gets 45% of the prize pool. Top total score gets another 45%. Next 10 split the rest. Make your move or make your exit. Go to NEMUS.com and click GLMillionaire. Register and automatically get a Sequence wallet. Add Glimmer to your wallet. Sign up, play Moondrop, win Glimmer. Welcome to GLMillionaire. First 10,000 registrations get a free game ticket. Don't wait.